Hey everyone, this is Shane from AF Customs, and today we're going to be doing the touring stand install. Okay, when you receive your center stand, you're going to get the installation guide, you're going to get the center stand, you're going to get one of these kits depending on which one you chose when you purchased it. This is kit 1, which is for front and rear air ride bikes, and this is kit 2 for rear air only. And then you'll get the hardware kit, which includes the harness, all the hardware that mounts the stand and the legs, the stackables, and the end caps. Okay, now we're moving on to the prepping of the bike. The saddlebags are off, the slip-ons are off. Then I wanted to show you guys this set of pipes has a 90-degree elbow in it, so we had to loosen up the head pipes, and I have that in the instructions saying that you might have to do this depending on the manufacturer. I don't know all the manufacturers, but this pipe happens to have this 90-degree deal in here, and it makes it hard to get the center stand on. So we loosened up the head pipe, and then we took out the rear floorboard mount, and so that way we could lower the floorboard down so we could get some clearance. So the pipe moves out just a little bit, just enough to get clearance in for the center stand. So same on this side, bag off, slip-ons off, everything's ready to go. So we're going to install. Okay, now we're ready to do the install, but first I kind of wanted to talk about the two different models. So this is the M8 model, and when the stands come, they come both twin cam and M8. They come all assembled to this point. The M8 models you can leave all assembled. The instructions say it goes in one unit, and it does. Twin cam models, you're going to have to remove the barrel and the right side from the stand, and how you do that is there's two bolts here and there's a little set screw right there. So you're going to undo the set screw, the barrel slides off, and take out these 2 1/4-inch bolts, and then the right side slides off. You have to do that because the stand won't go in one piece on the twin cam models only. So now we're going to go to installing this M8 stand in this bike. Okay, now we're ready to do the install on the stand, but before we get started, I wanted to mention this tool right here. This is a 3/16 ball end extended length socket for your ratchet, and this thing will make your life easy. So if you have one, awesome. If you don't have one, you might want to get one. Okay, now let's get this stand in there. So in the instructions, it says to fish the motor wire above the cross member up towards the front. So that's what I'm going to do there. And then now we're just going to pick the stand up. We're going to move the exhaust away a little bit, and then it kind of just pops into place there. And then this is the 1/4 by 1 1/4 Allen bolt that's supplied. You're going to want to put a little bit of blue Loctite in there before you thread it up there, but get that bolt started. I usually do the rear one first just because it's really accessible. I can do it with my hand. So I'm going to run that up, get that one somewhat tight, and then I'm going to run over to the other side. Running this up. That's tight. Okay guys, swing cam guys, I'm ready to install the stand. So I've got the idle side or the right side of the stand taken apart, and I'm ready to put it in. I got the wire over the top of the cross member. Then all you're going to do is just bring it up to there, to the mounting holes, and then with a little bit of blue Loctite, I'm going to run that bolt in. Real easy, couple threads, and then I'm going to stick the right side on, and then bring that up to the transmission. And then run a bolt up in there. Okay, so you'll put all the rest of your bolts back in on these 4, and then you'll put your 2 bolts back in here, tighten everything up, put your barrel back on, put your legs on. Okay, now we're moving on to the wiring harness. So I kind of got it started already. I fished the motor wire down through the battery compartment into the lower hole here. There's a little hole or opening down at the bottom of the firewall. So I brought that out, and then I'm gonna grab the motor wire from the bottom of the primary here, and then I'm gonna run it up through the little hole in the middle by the shifter linkage. So now I got that pulled up there, and then the connection will be right here above near the starter. So I'll connect that, and then you guys will have to, you know, make this nice and clean this up and figure out how you're gonna want to zip tie it and get it tight so it doesn't move around. But for video's sake, I'm just kind of doing it fast. And then the rest of it, you got the power and negative. So I'm not going to hook this up permanently to this bike because this bike isn't going to get a center stand. This is just a mock-up bike. So I got a little 12-volt power source right here that I'm going to hook it up to. So that's hooked up, and in the instructions it says that you'll have to take out the rear tank bolts to lift the back side of the tank up. So you'll want to do that. Take these 2 5/16 bolts out, pull the tank up so you can fish your wiring through there. Now our harnesses are designed for the for our billet mounts that go on the horn mount right here. So our wiring is made for that. If you guys don't use the billet mount, then you'll have to figure out how to wire that or move the switch accordingly to your specs. So you'll fish the wiring through there and put it into the housing and then bolt the housing up. Again, if you guys want to make this super nice, which most guys do, you'll take the front tank mounts off, pull the tank up a little bit. You'll probably have to unclick the fuel line, raise the tank up, get into the dash, the wiring track, and put your wires in there, come out same spot. So that'll just go right through in there. Also, I wanted to mention, if you need to move this is pretty stout. If you need to move this, you need to use a heat gun to heat this up so that you can manipulate the heat shrink again. So if it's crashing back here or something like that. So you definitely want to heat this up to move this heat shrink around. So that's one of the main things on that. Otherwise, you could possibly damage the switch trying to force this thing to move around, and we don't want that. So that'll be the install on the wiring harness, and then now we're going to move to the legs. Okay, now we're moving on to the installation of the legs. When you get your kit, you'll have the leg kit that you picked. This one happens to be the L2 size legs. We have 1, 2, and 3. So this is the L2 left side. So on the other side, it will say L2-R for the right side. And then these pockets here are for those cogs there to get lined up. And if you can see them, these little cogs right here. So you're going to take the leg, you're going to slide it onto the cogs, and then in the hardware kit, you're going to look for the 1/4 by 1.25" countersunk or tapered head bolt. You're going to add some blue Loctite on this and then run it in. And then in the kit also, you're gonna get the shims. There's 6 shims, 3 for each side if you need them. And then you're gonna get the angled bottom shoe, which is directional. You can put that on wrong, so I'll show you how to put that on as well. Okay, now that the leg is on and in position, you're gonna wanna have your bike standing, or maybe get somebody to help you to hold the bike up straight. Take the jack out, lay the bike out, let all the air out. Then you're going to want to see how much distance is in here. You may need all of them, you may need none of them, the stackables. So when you determine that, they go on, they're kind of like Legos. They got a male in there and a female pocket there, so they stack to each other. And then the same with the bottom shoe. So you'll figure out what it takes to get your bike to sit nice and flat and sturdy, depending on which ones you need. If you say this is the kit 2 and you have all of these on and you still need more, you got gaps still, then you'll have to pop this off, this leg off, and put the longer leg on, and then refigure your shoes, or just the end cap by itself. So this might take a couple of tries to get done, but I think we have all the shims and everything that you'll need to get it done with. And then on the end cap itself, so if you can see, this is the bike. The leg is designed to be 10 degrees back, so this cap is also on 10 degrees. So when the fat end of the end cap goes towards the rear of the bike, so you'll put it on the leg like that. So what it does is it straightens this back out and makes it parallel to the ground. So if you had it backwards, you can see what happens. This front corner is going to hit the ground or the pavement or whatever else first, and it's gonna end up looking like that with a gap in the bottom. So we want it back like that, so it sits nice and flat on the ground. So like that. And then also too, when you guys are setting up your bike, if you're setting it up on a nice even garage floor or shop floor that's nice and flat concrete, and you get that thing perfect where it just barely touches the stand and the air's all the way out, and you're getting it as low as possible. I know all you guys want it's super low, but what I'm suggesting is that once you get it set, that you add one more shim in there, just for preload when you guys go out to pavement, parking lots, or an uneven surface. You're gonna hate yourself because your bike's gonna be rocking. You're not gonna want to leave it standing there on the stand. So put one more shim in. I know it kills everybody to add a little height to their bikes, but put one more shim in. You'll be happy with it. The stand will work everywhere. So that's it. And we got hardware that goes along with each size, a stack. So all the hardware is in there to put the end shoe on and all the stackables together. So anyways, like I said, this goes on there, and you're gonna run that, let's set this camera down here. So you're gonna run this up there. My stand looks kind of loose because I'm not, this bike doesn't, isn't going to get this stand, so this is just a mock-up deal. So I kind of, let me tighten it up a little bit more. So when the stand is, the legs are done and you guys got all your right deals in there, your stackables and all the good stuff, you should be ready to put it on the ground and check everything out and see how it works. So here's a quick little rundown of it going up and down. So you guys are ready to go from here. We're gonna get the bike down. We're gonna put it on the ground and make sure everything's steady, and then we're gonna try it out. Okay guys, now we got the stand installed, so we're going to give you a little preview on how it works. So we got our billet AFK switch here. We're going to keep the stand down, and then we're going to let the rear air down. As you can see there, the bike's nice and sturdy. Stand is sitting nice and flat. There's no rocking. That's how it goes. All right, guys. Thank you.